Hi, you're watching Time Warner Cable's Local Edition. This is the Sacramento Report. I'm Jaime Garza, and with me today is Joel Fox. Nice to have you here, Mr. Fox.
Thank you for inviting me.
Mr. Fox writes a blog called Fox and Hounds Daily that you can find. It takes a look at a lot of the pressing tax issues and other bills and legislation that we may be facing here in the state of California. And one thing we want to talk about today is the tax and a possible tax of increasing on small businesses. It's been a real heated subject here. A lot of folks saying we're pushing people out of California, and the businesses that really create the jobs are the ones who are being targeted again. What is your assessment as to where we are right now and where we may have to head, or where legislature wants us to head?
We're not in a good place, Jaime. We're not in a good place. In fact, one of the writers for Fox and Hounds Daily is a fellow by the name of Joe Varnich, who is called the relocation coach. He helps businesses relocate, and he's having a boom time right now, and he lists on his website all of the businesses that have left California. You're right. The small business is the engine of the economy. That's where we create jobs, and if we burden them with regulation, if we burden them with taxes, then small businesses have to make that decision. Do I stick it out? And if I stick it out, can I keep my staff as is? Do I have to let someone else go to pay this tax? Or do I not hire the next guy? And we really need business to hire. We get 12.1% unemployment as we're talking today. That's way too high. We're the second highest in the nation. So that's a real problem for businesses and for getting us out of these doldrums in California.
We talk about this all the time, and yet it looks as though it's constantly coming back on the table. I mean, we even heard the president recently say we got to give breaks to the small guy. Sure. And I guess some people might just be shrugging their shoulders and say, well, don't our lawmakers get it? We don't want that, and yet it's always being discussed.
Yeah, well, you know, they're looking for a way out of the deficit problem, but this is not the way by raising the taxes on the small business. The way out of the deficit problem is to make California business friendly. You know, unfortunately, the reputation in California is that we are not business friendly. I run the Small Business Action Committee, and we get reports all the time about how California ranks 49th or 50th in this poll or that poll on business friendliness. And if we created a business friendly environment and we created more jobs, we would raise the revenue we need to get out of the deficit. And I don't understand why the legislature doesn't see that and why they don't take that. Maybe it's a risk for them, but maybe they should take that risk to help develop jobs.
Well, do you think maybe they have blinders on and they're just looking at the dollar figures? Okay, if we do this, we're going to get this much money, without really thinking through the ramifications of that?
I think it's a lot of short-term thinking. I think that's exactly what it is. They're thinking, well, I need to balance this budget right now. And of course they do. I mean, that's the law, but they have to understand that for the long-term health of California, they have to create jobs. And to create jobs, they have to encourage business, and particularly the small business. You know, a lot of our businesses are minority-owned and women-owned businesses. They make up a larger and larger share of small businesses, and they're usually thinly capitalized. And so when they have a tax burden laid on them, they don't have much places to go. Bigger businesses, different story. They may have some money in the bank. We all have heard about how big businesses are sitting on some money because of the uncertainty of the economy. Small businesses don't have that luxury. So they usually have to decide, do I cut insurance, do I cut an employee? And that's a real problem.
In the few seconds we have left, are we able to adjust any of the other taxes we might have to kind of meet the need?
Well, we have to look at the economy that has changed over time. You know, we are more service economy. One thing we don't need to do is raise business property taxes, which is one of the conversations that's going on right now.
I don't even know where to go with this. I mean, I've heard it over and over again, and yet it doesn't seem like we're making any progress. It's like it's the tires of the truck just keep on spinning, and we still are there.
Well, so I just hope we understand we need a business-friendly California, and that'll help us get out of the problem.
All right, Joel Fox, thanks for sharing some of your thoughts with us, and thank you for watching Time Warner Cable's Local Edition. This has been the Sacramento Report.